Hi everyone, my name's Lou Sims and a huge welcome to my channel. Now today I'm doing something a little bit different than I would normally do. Normally I would start an art journal page from the very beginning to the end. But today I wanted to actually revisit a piece of work. You know, sometimes you create something and you think it's done. And with this page, initially, I thought it was done. I loved the foundation of my idea and what I was trying to show. And I shared it on a previous blog post. And I'll link to that below. Now, I've looked at it now and I just think it needs something. It looks flat, it looks bland, and it actually looks unfinished. So I decided that rather than file it, bin it, whatever you want to call it, I'd actually revisit it and do something else. You might think that once an art journal page is finished or a project is finished and you've shared it with everyone, that is it, it's finished, move on, next project. But as I said, for me, art journaling is a little bit of a journey, and sometimes an art journal page isn't finished. You can go back and look at something, and actually now it becomes a starting point rather than a finishing point, and that's exactly what I've done with this page. So I've reached for my pencils, and the main reason I've reached for pencils is they force me to actually slow down. And because I slow down, I've got time to think about the colours I want to use, what I want to colour, where I want to colour. And because I didn't actually have a plan for this page, other than I knew it needed to do something with it, using the pencils gave me that chance to actually think about that. The main colour on the original page was Abandoned Coral Oxide. So I've used that to pick out some of my main colours, so like reds, oranges, and quite a deep yellow. But I wanted the leaves to have a contrast, so I've gone for blues and then blended them together with like moss green. To tie in the square elements, I've actually outlined those with the relevant colours I've used. So the larger one, I've used the colours that I did for the leaves, and the inner one, I've used the reds and oranges that I've done for the squares and for the flowers. For this art journal page are stamps that I designed under the Shady Designs logo. And the idea behind the stamp set was that by just stamping with one stamp, you've got a multi-layered look. So it looks like you've taken lots of stamps to create your page, when in essence, I've actually stamped the big stamp 3 times to fill a large A4 art journal. I actually love designing this stamp set, and now being able to look at it and, bring it to life in another way shows that I can do that with my own designs, can do that with our other stamp sets we have within our own stash, and add more layers and give it a new lease of life, for want of a better expression. once I did all of this, I suddenly realised that the black stamping in places now looked wishy-washy, for want of a phrase. So using a black pencil, I've added a little bit more depth to these. I haven't coloured them in fully like I have done the other areas, because I quite like the hint of the faded stamping in the background. Then I had this bright spark of an idea that, you know, if I'm going to do that, why not outline all like the leaf parts to make them stand out even more. I did stop at that point because I thought if I start outlining everything, I'm going to be here forever and a day. Now for me, the only thing it now needs is a quote or a sentiment. And I thought of 4 or 5 that I thought would work with it. And I've put them on a new blog post, which I've entitled When Finished Isn't Quite Finished, about me changing or adding layers or colour to this page and a little bit more of my thought process. I have chosen one eventually, and I'm not going to say which one it is because pop over to my blog and you'll actually see the 5 ideas I came up with and see if you agree with the one I've chosen to go on the page. If you're new to my channel, I'd love it if you hit subscribe, the notification bell, and even leave a comment. That would be absolutely wonderful. If you've also got the time, I'd love it if you popped over to my blog so you can see a little bit more of the thinking about why I wanted to change this page and take it in a different direction from the original idea. That original idea I still love, but I'm now in love more with my finished page. Now, the one thing I need to apologise for is I thought I'd filmed this in landscape mode, and I hadn't. I'd filmed it in portrait. So the final piece that you see is in portrait mode, but I really wanted you to see the whole page because I've zoomed in quite closely on me doing the colouring, so you can see me going over the previous stamped imagery and even the background colours done previously. Until next time, take care, and I'll see you all soon.